Hi guys, Alena Shautsova, immigration attorney from New York is here. Today I'm going to discuss the most recent immigration news. We all are waiting for something to happen before November elections. And we all would like to know in which direction this current administration is going to go. Is it going to try to pass immigration reform? Is it going to act differently because of certain population that does not want to see immigrants in the United States, and before the elections they will try to attract those voters as well? Well, I will allow you to judge for yourself. I'm simply going to share here with you the most recent immigration news, and you're going to make your own conclusions as to what you believe is going to happen. Please comment, let me know, share your thoughts, and let's start. Well, first of all, I wanted to share with you interesting news with regard to ICE. As you may be aware, ICE is responsible for the enforcement of the immigration laws. And for a long time, ICE basically has not been doing anything in terms of raids or anything comparable as to how they acted during the Trump administration. But recently, I saw this news that ICE arrested almost 200 individuals with multiple DUIs, and they're going to be deporting these people. So it means that the ICE enforcement actually picked up, right? Coupled with the information that ICE is no longer going to use the wide prosecutorial discretion, that was the plan of the Biden administration for the ICE. It's concerning, of course. It's concerning that the enforcement has been picked up. We were not receiving announcement about that. And I also wanted to share with you something very disturbing, that ICE is not only arresting people, ICE is putting people in detention. And interestingly enough, it became very difficult sometimes to get out of that detention. Recently, ICE refused a bond for a mother of 4 children. This person already has a green card and now she's placed in removal proceedings, but the person was detained and now she's going to be detained for a while unless her appeal is granted. And of course, it's a very concerning trend that the enforcement became very conservative and without any leniencies towards immigrants. Another interesting news that came about recently concerns Venezuelans, but it's not only for the citizens of Venezuela. Biden administration decided to use Title 42, the law that they've been fighting to abolish or stop using, the law that they've been criticizing the Trump administration for using, the law that prevents immigrants who are seeking asylum to come to the United States. So Biden administration decided to use it recently against Venezuelan nationals, stating that they will no longer be allowed to enter the United States for the purposes of seeking asylum. Instead, Biden administration started a parole program for them. This parole program is very similar to what we have seen for Ukrainians, U4U program, how many people are referring to it, or Uniting for Ukraine program. For that program, a person who would like to come to the United States would have to have first a sponsor who has sufficient income to sponsor them. The sponsor would have to submit Form I-134 for each member of the family they would like to sponsor to the United States. The sponsor will be vetted, and of course the prospective parolee with their family are going to be vetted as well. Some people will be disqualified from this parole, people who, for example, had been residing in the United States already, or if these people already had green card or some status that allows them to live permanently in a different country, let's say dual citizenship. So not every person will be allowed to come in. It's basically reserved for people with means, people who can afford to have a plane ticket, people who are outside of the United States and who have a sponsor, somebody, again, with sufficient income who will be able to sponsor Venezuelans. So if you would have to analyze these two trends, what would you think? What would you think about the actions of the Biden administration? Are they going to be more lenient towards immigrants, or are they going to follow the voices who are more conservative and who are against immigration reform? And the last news that I wanted to share with you concerns expedited work permits for persons who are working in healthcare and childcare industries. If your initial work permit is going to be pending for 90 days, you will be able to file requests to expedite this work permit if it's an initial work permit. Of course, it's a big help for many, especially taking into consideration that the healthcare industry in interpretation of USCIS is not limited to doctors and nurses. It includes people who provide transportation services, meal delivery services, and other services to serve the healthcare industry. For example, people who work in retail selling medical equipment. So as you see, I would say, if I had to analyze these trends, I would say that we have enforcement of immigration laws as it pertains to the border, as it pertains to asylum seekers and people who are in the United States with criminal convictions. At the same time, USCIS is changing its policies, allowing people who are going through the legal process, if you would like to call it, more and more flexibility and leniencies. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you find this news helpful. If so, please like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon.